The next presentation is SwissCheese with the title Proposals for Introducing Voice Alarm System on Bridge. Please.
First of all, we'd like to express our sincere appreciation to the chair and all distinguished delegates for sharing this valuable time, and also it is a great honor for us to have a chance for introducing our proposal concerning the voice alarm system to the ACDIS. So we'd like to go with the introduction for explaining why we chose this subject related to the presentation library 4.0. And secondly, we'd like to show you the actual system, which will be the key point of the whole speech. And lastly, we'd like to propose our new agenda to the IMO. Let us have a brief look on the Presentation Library 4.0, so-called PL 4.0, which is developed in 2014 and adapted in every vessel in the world in 2017 by IMO and IHO. So what is the main job of the PL 4.0? This is the new edition of performance standards for indicating electronic navigational chart, ENC. Makes it straight sort of symbols and options so that it affects over the whole charts. Compared with the PL 3.4, which is the previous version, in this edition, the operator can set alarms for his own taste except 5 mandatory alarms. So the IMO and IHO expected to ease the issues of the alarm fatigue for the officers of the watch. And we'd like to point out what makes the maritime collision accidents given by KMST. We found out 98% from 2009 to 2016 was caused by human error. Among them, the biggest part of it was neglective lookout, 49%, and the third biggest part of it was lack of fulfill of continuous watch, 12%. And absolutely, these two watch problems can bring the given vessel to act improperly. So how do we solve this problem? How do we drop this ratio of the human error? The voice alarm system is stepped forward based on these ideas. And we'd like to show you the actual accident bulk carrier Muros, which is 3,000 gross tonnage, had grounded on the Hillsborough Sand in England. There were 3 main causes on this case. Firstly, the second officer who is in charge of passage plan had made the ship pass through on the shallow water. And secondly, the officer of the watch didn't recognize the lack of depth in the water. And lastly, the crews on board had made the alert system disabled. So what we could figure out in this case is we need more practical systems so that the officers on board can to find out the needs of the alert system by themselves. It is our belief and understanding that problem should be solved by IMO, since the mission of IMO is to promote safe, secure, and make environment sustainable by adopting the highest practicable standards and considering related legal matters and effective implementation. We are following these steps to the IMO's direction. We propose the voice alarm system. The next speaker will give you a speech about the voice alarm system more deeply.
To overcome these human errors, this delegate would like to introduce you the new alarm system. Before we introduce it, there is a model which shows the relation between a human error and an accident. It's a SwissCheese model. James Reason, a psychologist, expressed a causal relation of an accident caused by human error. And this delegate would like to suggest you to think about a sliced cheese, which has holes in it. Like this picture, the sliced cheese is a situation, and each holes in it is a human error. And as you can see, there are many human errors in many situations. But if the holes are aligned that an axis can penetrate, then an accident caused by human error occurs. To block this axis, this delegate would like to suggest you to focus on a system of an aircraft. In a side of management, ship and aircraft always had mutual effects. Thus, these delegates have focused on a system of an aircraft during mapping out our agenda. And both of a ship and an aircraft gives an alarm when there's a danger. But there is a significant difference. A ship just gives an audible warning sounds like. My sincere apologies because the contents that we have prepared is not available due to technical problems, and I'll explain it. And a ship just gives an audible warning like beep, beep. But on the other hand, an aircraft gives an audible warning sounds and including audible warning voice like whoop, whoop, pull up. And this system's difference can make pilots make decisions more faster and flexible. But in case of a ship, the officer of the watch should find out the danger from various navigational equipment on bridge. Thus, the officer of the watch makes decisions slower than pilots. And this delegate would like to introduce you the voice alarm system on bridge. This layer that will block the axis of danger provides these features in 3 phases. In phase 1, this system will offer 5 mandatory alarms expressed in a form of voice forms, and the sample of this mandatory alarm will be expressed like beep, beep, crossing safety contour. And in phase 2, after phase 1 becomes effective, this system will offer various active alarms can be selected by the officers between the original alarm system or the voice alarm system. In phase 3, this delegate would like to suggest that radar alarms also can be selected between the original alarm system or the voice alarm system. The voice alarm system on bridge will keep the ship from imminent danger of an accident in a process like this. First of all, this system reports the situation of danger. So the system can be a supporter for lookout. Likewise, by using this system, the officer of the watch can find out which navigational equipment gave the alarm. Thus, there will be more time to face with the danger for officer of the watch, and conclusively, the officer of the watch can make decisions that will protect the ship from imminent danger of an accident. And this delegate have prepared 2 videos that will help you to understand our system. And one video is a bridge with original alarm system, and the other one is a bridge with voice alarm system. And I believe that these videos are not available also due to
Second mate, go and check this alarm.
Yes, sir. They try to find out which navigational equipment gave the alarm. It is crossing safety control alarm, and we have to alter course to port stop.
Port 10.
Port 10. Port 10, sir.
And they have made decisions after checking these various navigational equipments on bridge. In the next video, one voice alarm will be given to this team in the same situation.
Crossing safety contour.
Okay, so we have to go to port. Come on, slow it. Slow it. Port 5.
Port 5.
As you can see, the bridge team directly finds out which danger they have faced, so they had made decisions faster than before. And as you can see, with voice alarm system on bridge, the bridge team can make decisions faster and more flexible. And this delegate have prepared a simple experiment in the same environment and on elements, but a different response of 7 seconds. Obviously, a ship with voice alarm system made 120 meters more clearance than a ship with original alarm system. Therefore, this delegate would like to emphasize the effectiveness of the voice alarm system on bridge. And the next presenter will give a speech for our proposals for introducing voice alarm system on bridge.
This delegate would like to propose voice alarm system to revising resolution. We'd like to introduce our proposal phases consisting with proposal of resolution, challenges, and solutions. In SwissCheese Chapter 5, Safety Navigation, it says active performance should not be inferior to already existing resolution when the installation has been made or the Assembly Resolution A17. In 1995, the Assembly Resolution A17 was set to regulate the performance standard of ACTIS. Afterward, for following progress in technology, the resolution was revised and adopted in 2006. Since the MSC Resolution 232 is currently valid, we'd like to amend the resolution as follows to introduce voice alarm system on bridge. Firstly, to make active system express voice alarm on 5 mandatory alarms, we'd like to revise the term alarm from the paragraphs stating performance standard of operating 5 mandatory alarms and alert contents into a term voice alarm. Secondly, we'd like to revise a word alarm to voice alarm in the table Appendix 5 in order to correspond with the revision of the previous slide. Thirdly, we'd like to change the definition of alarms as the audible means that includes voice alarm, so that the base of applying voice alarm system on the original system can be prepared, and add the definition of voice alarm to make system express 5 mandatory alarms in voice alarms. Lastly, after our proposal is adopted, IMO publication calls on alarms and indicators also should be revised to correspond to our amendment. There will be difficulties we'll face by introducing voice alarm system. Firstly, there will be possibilities that various active makers will develop various forms of alarms. Secondly, under the situations like leaving and arriving port, there will be less important alarms that can be an interference for navigation. Lastly, side effect of system can lead officers to get more fatigue by ringing in larger size of alarms. Therefore, we'd like to introduce our solutions for preventing these problems. As a matter of various forms from makers, we'd like to suggest there will be given a specific standard after our proposal is adopted. So active makers will prepare same kind of voice alarm as the aviation industry did. Concerning problems of less important alarms, we'd like to suggest giving original alarms in specific situations. Thus, the duration of alarm can be shortened for decreasing fatigue of officers caused by alarms. Lastly, with regard to problem of side effect, we firmly believe that arising technologies would be the good solution. Like S100, new technologies for improving maritime safety have been introduced. Officers will trust this system as the system grows with the era. In addition, as navigation is in the limelight, ACTIS will be the integrating equipment for new technologies. Thus, this voice alarm system on bridge can be also improved as the ACTIS grows. Therefore, these elements are the proof that this proposal corresponds with strategic direction 2 of IMO. As we are aware, this delegate would like to emphasize that early action in ample time is the most important rule for avoiding collision and grounding. In addition, ACTIS is the most useful equipment for preventing collision and grounding since it gives warnings, even though officer of watch could not notice the danger. Therefore, we firmly believe that if we could change mechanical alarms to voice alarms, it will catch attention of officer of watch more easily and precisely. Conclusively, it will give more time for deciding proper actions. Last but not least, we'd like to remind you that one of the paramount mission of IMO is safety. Actis would be more efficient and useful for safety by this proposal. Our honorable distinguished delegates would like to express our gratitude for sharing your valuable time with us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, SwissCheese. It's a brilliant idea. I think officers can work more effectively with this system. So for this time, I will take questions, maybe from judges. So if you have any question, please raise your nameplate. Otherwise, I will ask students. Yes, please.
Thank you for your great presentations. I think it's with regard to the cheese model of maritime accidents, I think it's two types of the accidents. One is to the Titanic cases, very slow or sink accident. Another one is very slow, very fast, suddenly a sink accident like Sewol Ferry. I think it's these systems, the second to the Sewol Ferry accidents, how to the applications apply to this kind of systems in terms of the precautionary actions.
And thank you, Mr. Park, for sharing valuable opinion for our proposal for introducing voice alarm system on bridge. And this delegate would like to say that, emphasize you that this proposal is for reducing human errors by making officer of the watch makes decisions more faster and flexible. And in case of Sewol Ferry disaster, the main causes of the Sewol Ferry disaster was caused by mechanical problems and also the human error of the officer make the disaster bigger. But however, we believe that these accidents is not have any relations to the actis because in Sewol Ferry concerning Sewol Ferry disaster, there wasn't any conditions that actis alarms can be rang. And this delegate hope that our answer was helpful for your question. Thank you.
Any other questions from judge?
Thank you very much, moderator. Actually, this is not the questions, but the general comments to all participants here. So this is place, I believe this is the place for persuading the ideas in terms of Republic of Korea's perspective. So I really hope you to slow down your speech and try to persuade your ideas in a calmly and more persuasive manner. So the speed of the presentation a bit fast, so it's a little bit difficult for us to follow your ideas. So I hope the communication can be made in a more
Thank you for your
manner.
advice.
Thank you.
Yeah, I agree with that. So you needed to calm down, yeah? Just relax and enjoy. So I will take questions from participating teams. Polar Voyager, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This delegate would like to appreciate for your valuable proposal for introducing the voice alarm system on bridge. We are also in line with your proposal. However, this delegate have concern that this system can make unnecessary repeated alarms since the safety contours actics gives unnecessary safety contour alarms. It's situations like leaving or arriving port and passing shallow waters. So this system can be an interference to officers who is in charge of navigations. We would like to request your opinion for our question. Thank you.
So you ask in a busy situation, is it helpful or not? It's the question, right?
Yeah, the point of our question is ACTIS gives sometimes unnecessary alarms.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I mean, when the ship is arriving at the port in a busy situation, there are a lot of alarms from ACTIS. So it's your question, right? So
Yes,
how
sir.
do you think about this point?
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and these delegates our sincere appreciation for sharing your valuable opinion about the standard of setting safety contour on ACTIS. And we are in line with your opinion, and we have discussed about this problem for a long time. But however, as we spoke at the part of solutions, we firmly believe that arising and advancing technology will definitely solve this problem. On October 2018, the UKHO have announced that the high-density ENC, which makes setting safety contour on each meters available, will be developed for the Channel of Bristol in Great Britain. And also, the UKHO have announced that those high-density ENC will be developed for ports which has high-density traffic all around the globe. So, conclusively, this problem can be solved in a decade. We firmly believe that. And concerning IMO is preparing an era for in-navigation, and also IHO is preparing an S100, the new standard of the ENC. The ACTIS can express the three-dimensional bottom of the sea. So these kinds of unnecessary alarms can be solved as the system grows with the era and technologies. And this delegate hope that our answer was helpful for you.
Right, next question. Neil, please go ahead.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you for your impressive presentation. And I will ask questions slowly and calm. I fully agree with your idea that voice alarm is much more safe and effective than just normal alarm. But there might be reasons why non-voice alarm still has been used until now, even though aircraft got the system. So I wonder your thought why voice alarm is not realized yet.
Maybe I think you can compare the advantage or disadvantage of voice alarm system and current alarm system, because we don't adopt voice alarm system, and there will be some reason, right? So.
And Mr. Chair, this delegate would like to have a short time to prepare a proper answer for question from Team Mercy. And Mr. Chair, we would like to give an answer against the question from Mercy. This delegate would like to express our sincere thanks to giving us the precious opinion about our proposal. And we have discussed about your question, and we believe that as we mentioned, ship and aircraft always had mutual effects, and rich resource management came from the cockpit resource management in aviation industry did. And regarding that, cockpit is far much smaller than the bridge of the ship. So the voice alarm system is far much necessary than the ship did, but we firmly believe that if we introduce voice alarm system voice alarm system on bridge to marine industries, it will significantly decrease the accidents caused by human error. And I think we believe that these are the reason why the voice alarm system on bridge should be introduced in marine industries. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Time is up. Thank you. Well done. And you can return to your seat.